Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a hot minute since my last YouTube video, but you're just gonna have to deal with it, okay? Sorry, I don't make the rules. Okay, I kinda do, but am I gonna have a more consistent schedule from now on? Absolutely not. But yeah, for today's video though, we're gonna talk about how I try to not spend too much on polishes throughout the year. I wanted to give some tips on how I no buy. Okay, to be honest, it's more of a low buy, but still I've tried to keep my polish buying to a minimum this year because last year I went a little crazy and I technically still have a nail polish that I got last year that I haven't tried yet. So we're not gonna do that. And since I'm a hypocrite, we're also gonna be window shopping a little bit for nail polishes. Tip number one is, at the very least, if you want to get nail polishes, but you want to save a little bit of money, wait till Black Friday. Black Friday is the best time to get nail polishes. Pretty much every single boutique and indie nail polish shop is gonna have sales. And some brands only have sales during Black Friday. I know some of them don't even have holiday sales. So you're gonna want to take advantage of that. Personally, I've only purchased from 2 different stores this year when there wasn't a sale. Everything else I bought this year had a sale like earlier in the year. Usually I leave my bigger polish purchases to the end of the year for Black Friday. And this way, especially if you're not in the US like me, you could save a lot more on shipping. The international peeps will know that nail polish shipping is just absurd. It's like $20 US for like one polish or something. I've seen one that was like $40 US for one package. So it's a little crazy. And then $40 US is like basically 60 Canadian. Not quite, but sure feels like that. A great resource for seeing when sales are happening, especially in the indie polish sphere. On Polish Pickup's website, they actually have a list of all the shops that have opted into their list, and it shows the details of when these sales will happen. Yeah, it's a great resource. I'll link it in the description below. I've always wanted to say that. Let's be real, we all wanted to be Minecraft YouTubers when we grew up, right? So this is my chance to fulfill that dream, but in a different way, I guess. As for boutique shops, this is also the best time to buy polishes because, for example, ILMP, they only have sales during Black Friday. I think usually it's a 25% sale or 20%. Don't quote me on that, but it's something like that. Yeah, that's like the only time you'll get a sale. Unless you add stuff to your cart and then they send you an email saying, oh, you left things in your cart, here's a 10% code. But still, 10% is not 20 or 25%. So wait for Black Friday, especially because they don't have limited time polishes, which we stan. As for Holo Taco, they also have a sale during Black Friday. Mooncat usually has a sale around Black Friday as well. You gotta get on top of that because Holo Taco and Mooncat also like rarely do sales. Holo Taco has maybe 2 sales for the whole year and then Mooncat has 2 as well. And Cirque Colors also usually has like end of year sales and Black Friday sales. Trust me, I learned this the hard way when I bought sparkling yuzu for the full price and then I saw it like half off at the end of the year and then I cried myself to sleep. So don't be like me and learn the hard way. Just know that all of these shops will have sales. Basically, tip number 1 is just to only buy during sales. Now, I know that doesn't help actually reduce the amount of polishes you buy. In fact, it probably increases it because you're buying in bulk to save money on shipping. So here's a tip that will actually force you to consider how much you buy. Now, it's kind of stupid, but I feel like it kind of works, at least for me. Basically, I restrict the amount of storage space I dedicate to my nail polishes because I'm in a very tiny room living in my parents' house. Yeah, I don't have that much real estate here. And I also collect Pokemon cards and a few vinyls and like I'm too much of a hoarder. I really needed to rein in the amount of polishes I was buying. I just use a shoebox to store all my polishes and also a few extra boxes that came from nail polishes that I bought. But yeah, because I'm restricted to just that one box, it really makes me consider when I'm buying a polish, do I actually need this polish? Do I have something similar? It also makes me think, maybe I don't need to buy 10 at once. So yeah, it's kind of a stupid tip, but I mean, if it works, right? And speaking of being picky with your polishes, I ended up making a spreadsheet to track every single polish I have so then I could see like, oh, I have like 10 blues with red shimmer, like maybe I don't need another one. Okay, like it doesn't stop me sometimes, but you know, just seeing it is kind of sobering. It's like, wow, what are you doing with your life? Why do you have 15 polishes that look the same? It's an exaggeration, but I fear it's getting there. Tracking the polishes gives me a better idea of what I have. I also track them by the year I purchased them in, so then I could take that and basically be like, okay, do not purchase more than last year's number. Last year I went a bit crazy, so I'm trying to not buy as much. When you start buying polishes, you kind of do go crazy in the beginning because it's like, wow, all these different colors, like I don't have any of them. You know, it's understandable. You'd get like 60 in a year when you already built up like a catalog of pretty much most of the colors you really need, it does get to the point where you accidentally dupe yourself. If you have a smaller collection like me, I would suggest getting started on that spreadsheet because it's going to be way more work to make one later. Another tip is to simply not go on social media. After polish pickup, I vowed not to buy any more polishes until Black Friday. And then in that time, because I returned to school, I've been a little less active on social media in general, so I haven't been keeping up with a bunch of the drops. And because I'm blissfully unaware of how pretty nail polishes are, I don't even think about them. It's also kind of dumb, but like, yeah, I know there's a bunch of great resources and channels that cover all the new upcoming releases. While I do love watching them just to look at all the pretty polishes, it does help a lot not watching them because then I have no idea what's even available. I probably will try to catch up now because of the sales, but in that time, I didn't buy anything, so, you know, it kind of worked. Another tip is to not think of nail polish as like a collecting experience. Like Pokemon cards, for example, I collect those. I just kind of like casually do it. Like I don't think of completing a set or anything. So same with nail polish. I'm never going to think like, oh, I need every single polish in this collection just for the sake of it, even if I don't even like a color. I think that just ends up creating a bunch of clutter and unused products that just sit in a box somewhere. So if you haven't started collecting like entire collections or anything, just don't. If you don't start, it will be fine because you already missed out. Maybe like all of my thinking is like kind of backwards, but it works for me, and I hope it works for some of you all too. This is a general tip, not specific to nail polish, but when you see a polish that you like, I recommend not buying it immediately and then wait maybe 2 or 3 months and see if it's still even on your mind. If it's completely disappeared off of your mind, it means that like it's not that important to actually obtain. But like me, I've had ILMP's Bluebell and living rent-free in my mind since it released in like March or whenever it released, so I think I kind of have to get it. But then there's like so many polishes that I've seen throughout this year. I initially go, wow, that's so stunning, but then like now I can't even remember the name. If a nail polish isn't living rent-free in your mind after like several months, it's not a necessity. Which brings me to a final point. I know there's like a good amount of limited edition polishes in the indie sphere and boutique sphere too. If it's not limited edition, you're safe to wait till Black Friday. And even if it is limited edition, I know there is like an epidemic of that in the nail polish universe, but there's only so many combinations of nail polishes shops can make. A lot of the nail polishes can be duped from other stores. For example, Polish for Days, Goblins, and Ghoulies. I made a video on that where there are so many different types of polishes that are just pink base and then blue purpley shimmer, and they're all very beautiful. Don't let the names and brands of polishes kind of rein you in, because I'm sure that there will be like 2 other brands in the next like year that have something very similar. At the end of the day, nail polish is a luxury and not a necessity, especially if you already have a decent collection. And if you don't have a huge budget for it, it's okay to miss out, I would say. With all that being said, let's window shop a little bit. Yay, capitalism, let's buy nail polish. Oh yeah, and for the record, obviously I'm not sponsored by any of these brands. These are just ones that I've been eyeing. All right, so starting off, we have Polish for Days, which is probably my favorite brand. Maybe I could do a video on my favorite polishes that I have from them, but in the meantime, I haven't purchased from them this whole year because I've been a good girl. I'm so sorry I said it like that. Now, I know for their Black Friday this year and for the previous years, they have overstock mystery bags. They have 3 mystery polishes in one bag, and they're usually from like their collabs, like Polish Pickup and the like. I'll probably pick up one of those because I also didn't purchase from Polish Pickup this whole year, except for Polish Pickup Rewind. I forgot to add that Polish Pickup Rewind is a great way to also avoid getting more polishes through Polish Pickup. In case you don't know, it's like a limited time store where there's a different theme every month, but every year in July they have a rewind month where a bunch of the stores remake their most popular polishes. So that's how I got Goblins and Ghoulies. I didn't get it at the original drop, I got it during Polish Pickup Rewind. Needless to say, I'll pick up one of their overstock bags, because last year I got Poser, which was October 2023's Polish Pickup, and then I got Lover, which was like a Taylor Swift theme from July, I think, for the Love of Polish maybe? I don't remember, but yeah. And then I also got a prototype, which was very exciting. And here she is, Blossom. This is the one that I've been eyeing this whole year, essentially, since it dropped, I don't know, March or whenever their spring collection was. This is just a gorgeous, orchid pink purple base with strong glowing orange to yellow iridescent shimmer. And I am a sucker for any kind of warm shimmer, so this is just like, this is just so pretty. I love orange shimmers and red shimmers and a yellow shift. This one is a must for me. Now here's another one I didn't pick up last year, but now I've seen it a lot and I can't get it out of my head. I normally don't gravitate towards darker like red shades, but this one's just gorgeous. Like,
or the deep purple base and then super strong coppery shimmer is just jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Like, I need it. I like how this whole other part of the video is like a complete antithesis to the other part of this video, but we're not perfect, are we? And now here, Baja Blasted. This one, I do really want it, but I believe this is like very similar to Dreamland Lacquer's Shake Your Shamrock, which I also picked up this year in Polish Pickup Rewind, so I think I will skip out on this one. And now I just wanted to point out Come Out to Socialize. This one is just like so stunning. I feel like it's my favorite blue polish I have. It's like a metallic, really glowy, bright blue polish. It's just so stunning. Like, if you don't have this, this is like the one from Polish for Days that I recommend, honestly. It's just the perfect blue polish. Nothing else to say about it. Now, as I said, ILMP will have like their only sale of the year, so this is the one. I need it. If you know of Fairy Dust, this is like a sibling polish to Fairy Dust. It's like the blue version, essentially, instead of like purple. And I feel like I actually like this more than Fairy Dust, but yeah, I will definitely be adding this to my cart. This was the one that I've wanted the most from ILMP this year. Again, I've been a very good girl, and I've waited since spring to get this one because I knew I would be splurging on a little ILMP haul. In the same collection is Flower Child, which has a pink jelly base and blue shimmer and hollow, and like, what's not to love? Pink base plus blue shimmer is like chef's kiss, right? Yeah, once I get these, maybe I'll do like some sort of Black Friday haul swatching video. Yeah, we'll see. If you want to see it, let me know in the comments. Now here's one more that I will definitely be picking up this year. Amber, which is like a very aptly named polish. It's just like such a nice warm shade of orange that just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Orange polishes are underrated. I need more. Now, I think there were a couple from the newest Mooncat collections that I've been eyeing as well. I'm not super committed to getting these though, so I probably won't, but this is the standout one that I've seen. Fields of Lavender. It's like this purple base and like a red magnetic pigment. I just think it's super pretty. I'm not too sure what else to get if I were to purchase from them, so I might actually wait until maybe next year to make a bulk purchase from them. I don't have any of their other polishes on my mind at the moment, so yeah. One more polish that has been on my mind since it's dropped is My Life as a Shrimp by Arcana Lacquer. Arcana is a pretty new brand, but like, come on. This is incredible. This is like Cirque's bubbly collection, but on steroids. It's got shimmer, it's got the magnetic hollow pigment, like, oh my goodness. And it's teal. If you didn't know, teal is like my favorite kind of shade. Teals and blues, essentially. If those kind of shades have a red shimmer, like, I'm a goner, and this has a red shimmer. But again, I don't know what other ones I would get from them. Free shipping threshold is $100 US, so we'll see if I actually pick this up. This is like their bestseller, so they probably won't discontinue it anytime soon. If you didn't know about this one, here it is, and I hope I didn't ruin your life by making you want it. As I mentioned in my Goblins and Ghoulies little video about dupes, this just looks spot on. This is by Cuticula, and this is their Black Friday. Maybe gift with purchase, maybe it's a limited time Black Friday polish, but either way, if you wanted a Goblins and Ghoulies dupe, this is your chance. This looks pretty much exactly the same to me. If you have any recommendations in these shops that I highlighted, let me know which polishes that you recommend because I'd love to hear them. Also, all the other stunning polishes from other shops because I only went through like a couple. My must-haves though are the Polish for Days ones and then ILMP, and then we'll see from there if I want any more.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any tips and tricks on saving money on nail polish, feel free to leave them in the comments below and like and subscribe for more. And I just wanted to say thank you to the people who have subscribed. Like, I actually really do appreciate it. This is just like a side hobby of mine, so it's pretty cool that you guys are as interested in this stuff as I am. Anyways, that's it for now. Smell you later. Okay, I don't know.